New York, Lindsey Vonn said Thursday that the 2018-19 season will definitely be her final one as a ski racer, even if she does not break Ingemar Stenmark's World Cup wins record. Vonn has 82 victories, 4 shy of Stenmark's record. "If I get the record, that would be a dream come true," Vonn said before a speaking event for Chase in Manhattan. "If I don't, I think I've had an incredibly successful career no matter what. I'm still the all-time winningest female skier." Vonn thought this spring and summer about continuing on to 2019-20 if she doesn't reach the record this season. In the end, her lengthy injury history made the decision for her. "Physically, I've gotten to the point where it doesn't make sense," Vonn said. "I really would like to be active when I'm older, so I have to look to the future and not just be so focused on what's in front of me." Vonn repeated in Pyeongchang that she planned to retire after the 2018-19 season, but at that time it was contingent on breaking the record. "I'm not going to quit until I get that record, that is for sure, no matter how much pain I'm in," Vonn said after her last Olympic race, "but I really hope it only takes one more season because it would be difficult for me to continue on after that." Olympic downhill champion Sofia Gaggia hopes Vonn does not retire after next season. The Italian tried to persuade Vonn in Pyeongchang. "If I physically could continue for 4 years, then I probably would," Vonn said she told Gaggia in February. "But 4 years is a really long time. She said she's going to keep trying to convince me, but we'll see." When healthy, an important 2 words for Vonn, she has averaged about 7 wins per season in recent years. Vonn said she plans to race every downhill and Super G until she breaks the record, and probably through the end of the season in March, but no giant slaloms or slaloms. Her first races are the first weekend of December at her favorite course, Lake Louise in Alberta, where a perfect weekend of 3 wins would draw her within one of Stenmark. Vonn will leave the sport without achieving another goal, racing against men on the World Cup. However, she said Thursday she could still do an exhibition event. Perhaps a head-to-head format. In the spring, Vonn tabled her proposal to the International Ski Federation (FIS) to be allowed into a men's race this fall but tweeted, "I haven't given up on this. Just delaying it one more year." FIS has denied her bid in the past. Vonn hopes her next career is more successful than ski racing. Lofty goal. She took a business class with other professional athletes at Harvard in May, noting then she had not attended college. Chase, too, is helping her with the transition. "I'm at an interesting point in my career where I want to pivot into business," Vonn said, adding she wants to expand her Lindsey Vonn Foundation, which has aided young female ski racers. "It's important to me to have people around me that know what they're doing. I honestly don't know the first thing about starting a business. I just know what I'm passionate about. I'm really passionate about beauty and outerwear." Olympic Talk is on Apple News. Favorite us. Video. Vonn, Gus Kenworthy battle on. Drop the mic. Follow at Nazakarty when asked the state of the women's 1,500 meters, one of the strongest events in track and field. Jenny Simpson thought of her days as a steeplechaser in 2009. Simpson, after her last NCAA season at Colorado, remembered what happened after she placed 5th in the 3,000 meters steeple at the World Championships in Berlin, breaking her American record. Gold medalist Marta Dominguez of Spain was later DQED for doping. "I rushed home after the steeplechase at the World Championships to be at my college cross-country camp, and I remember, we had 3 Americans that made the 1,500 meters final," Simpson said last month. "I'm at home in Boulder, Colorado, watching the 1,500 meters final, and just to have 3 Americans make the final was unprecedented, for a Worlds or Olympics. It was amazing." Simpson won the next world title in the 1,500 meters 2 years later. "Now, the depth of American distance running has grown and grown and grown," she said. But what's happening in the United States seems to also be happening on the world stage. Every single year, it's like another really incredible talent is added to this pool, and nobody drops off. At this time in the last Olympic cycle, Simpson was coming off a Diamond League season title, essentially crowning her the best 1,500 meters runner of 2014. She clocked a personal best 3 minutes 57 seconds and 22 milliseconds, moving 1/10 shy of Mary Slaney's American record from 1983. The following 3 years weren't so much about fast times as about global medals. Simpson missed out in 2015, finishing 11th with a barefoot at Worlds. She rebounded with the first U.S. Olympic women's 1,500 meters medal, a bronze, in Rio and a silver at the 2017 Worlds. While Simpson set personal bests this year in the mile, 3,000 meters and 2-mile, she lacked a signature 1,500 meters. Her 4-year streak of national titles was snapped by the breakout Shelby Houlihan. She was 10th at the biggest international race of the season, the Diamond League final in Brussels. "Ran really consistent and ran really well," she said. "Had a 3:59 race, a 4-minute race. I ran really solid in the longer distances earlier this season, but I didn't have that real breakout moment that I had in seasons in the past. I didn't have a 3:57. I didn't have a medal. I didn't win a Diamond League final." Simpson still believes she can challenge Slaney's American records. Her mile PB from July moved her within 0.59 of Slaney's mark at that distance. She feels she must be in that kind of shape to challenge internationally anyway, with the likes of Olympic and world champion Faith Kipyegon of Kenya, world record holder Jensby Dibaba of Ethiopia, Diamond League champion Laura Muir of Great Britain, Caster Semenya of South Africa and Ethiopian-born Dutch woman Sifan Hassan. "That's 6 people that can win gold, and there's only 3 medals," Simpson said, including herself. "I don't know that there's a time in history where the 1,500 meters has been this deep for women. And now there's a challenge domestically." Houlihan was the revelation of female distance running this season. 11th at the Olympics and 13th at the 2017 Worlds in the 5,000 meters, this year she won 2 Diamond League 1,500 meters races, plus swept the 1,500 meters and 5,000 meters at the U.S. Championships and broke the American 5,000 meters record. Houlihan dropped her 1,500 meters PB from 4 minutes 3 seconds and 39 milliseconds to 3 minutes 57 seconds and 34 milliseconds, faster than any of Simpson's times from the last 3 years. She beat Simpson in all 3 of their head-to-heads this year after being winless in 7 previous matchups. "Shelby is someone I can't give an explanation to," Simpson said. "She was someone that was consistently good, but not this good. It's hard to articulate exactly what the difference is between being a 4:03 to 4:06 runner to kicking with the best in the world in a 3:57, 3:58 race. The type of work to get there took me years, so for her to figure that out in one fall is just really incredible. That's one thing. In addition to that, what she did in the 5K in Houston, American record, is also unbelievable. I certainly can't explain it or figure out, so I'm just going to have to race it." At Tokyo 2020, Simpson can become the second oldest American woman to earn an individual Olympic track and field medal. Jackie Joyner-Kersee, 1996 long jump. She hasn't mapped anything beyond that, except that she wants to be at the 2021 Worlds in Eugene, Oregon, preferably having made the U.S. team. Simpson has said she's going to retire, with no talent left. "Every time I accomplish something," Simpson said, "I think history will look back on this and my accomplishments will be in the context of what I think is one of the most competitive eras of middle-distance running." Olympic talk is on Apple News. Favorite us. More, Joan Benoit Samuelson finishes Chicago Marathon, 34 years after Olympic gold follow at Nizakarty. Ashley Wagner went into a very severe depression, and received professional help after finishing 4th at January's U.S. Figure Skating Championships and missing the Pyeongchang Olympic team. "I could barely get out of bed. I could barely function," Wagner said on her Instagram story on World Mental Health Day on Wednesday. The day-to-day was such a struggle for me. At first I was just really disappointed in myself for letting one event in my life derail everything that I thought I knew was true about myself and how I saw my place in the world and how I felt about my own sense of worth and value. I think, as an athlete, it's really easy to tie in your sense of self-worth with how successful you are in competition. I opened up to friends and family about that and about how I was feeling and how low I was. Anyway, because I was open with people about how I was feeling, they were able to kind of push me in a direction where I felt comfortable seeking out professional help to help me figure out how to deal with these emotions. So, long story short, never discredit how you're feeling and the fact that something can be done about that and steps need to be taken for you to get better. I am in a completely different place now than I was then because I had a professional help me. I'm definitely not 100% better, but it's one of those things where it's a work in progress and it's day by day. Because I was able to eventually get myself to a point where I sought out help, I'm finally gaining tools to help myself get better. Wagner, 27 and a Sochi Olympic team event bronze medalist, is taking her first competitive break after 11 seasons as a senior skater, sitting out the Fall Grand Prix series. It's unknown if or when she will return to competition. After the craziness of last season, I decided to take a breather and sit out of this Grand Prix season, was posted on Wagner's Instagram in June. My passion for the sport burns very bright, but after 11 seasons on the circuit I am ready for a bit of a break. I am continuing to train and take this day by day, but I'm allowing myself the opportunity to open up the definition of what skating means to me. Wagner is more decorated than any other active U.S. female singles skater, the only U.S. woman to earn an Olympic or World Championship singles medal in 12 years, taking silver at the 2016 Worlds in Boston. She is a three-time U.S. champion and owns 3 Grand Prix final medals and 5 Grand Prix event titles. Olympic talk is on Apple News. Favorite us. More. Gracie Gold details mental health crisis, return to skating, follow at Nizakardi.